Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I believe in dragons. I cannot count how many rituals that I did in this forest. So much energy, so much portals that are opened. You are not just allowed in this forest with bad intentions. It's here that I actually have my place of worship for the dragon and the dragon gods. Actually, I shouldn't worship them because they are always said that you don't have to bow for me. That is what the dragon said. And but I still do it. I cannot do it differently because that is the most amazing spirit ever. And I cannot say it differently. And had a lot of many meditation zones also in this forest. And there was one meditation that I still remember to this day how beautiful it was. And that is also something that you need to know about your dragon. That is that there are different beings on this earth that can be your dragon in a physical way. That is possible. I was meditating, and I remember it very, very well a few years ago in this forest. And I was opening my eyes, and on my knee was a gigantic, the most biggest moth that I ever seen. It was in the middle of the day, and normally no, these animals come at night, but it was in the middle of the day. And normally I had this reflection of pushing these animals away. Of course, I don't harm them, but I'm pushing them away. But my hand was stopped, and this animal I saw his gigantic eyes, and he wasn't moving anything. He was just looking to me. And this might sound weird, but what I felt then were words. Words were coming into my mind. Not it was a telepathic way of speaking. It was wow, what the hell is happening? And I couldn't even look elsewhere. I was looking at this little animal. Little, of course, it was big actually for a moth. He had gigantic wings, the most beautiful wings for a moth, by the way. And he was just looking at me, and there were words coming inside of my mind. And I was actually talking to this little bug, talking just without opening the word to our mouths, just talking with each other for hours. It was even becoming night. For hours we have talked, and I came to know I it felt the energy was from my dragon. This little thing, little, like I said, this animal was actually my dragon. I know it sounds strange, but it's true. I know how my dragon feels, and this animal, the longer I stared at it, the more I came to know that this was actually a physical form of my dragon. And that is something that we all can have. It doesn't have to be a moth with you, but the moth is my guardian actually here. The moth is my portal for the dragon realm. I already knew this before that, but then it became clear that this moth, this little guy, was the embodiment of my dragon. The gigantic wings, I will never forget that. So much, so big eyes, such a big eyes, um, and he wasn't moving at all. I had to, of course, it was becoming night. It was getting dark. I couldn't stay, but even when I took the moth away off my knee, I just took him, and then laying on the ground, he was moving his wings, and then just stared at me. Wherever I go, this moth was turning to me. Wherever I go, and these words were coming inside of my mind, and actually, I just wanted to share the words that I had, but in fact, it was very personal. And that is something that we all can have on the dragon's path. Your circle. This moth was a part of my circle, my dragon circle, and I that is what happens in this forest, my brothers and sisters. Whatever I did to this forest, all these portals that are opened, um, then with so much energy, some animals can be under possession of the dragon. Most preferably with animals like that. with insects, and that is why I want to ask you, my brothers and sisters, don't harm insects. I know they can be annoying, but they are the perfect vessels for your dragon. And I came to learn that they also like to live, so leave them alive. It's much better for nature and the circle of life. But yeah, maybe you can discover your own dragon bug. You can say I love these little these black bugs, but um, it's the moth. The moth is my guardian, the spirit of the moth. It's yeah. I know for many people this sounds ridiculous, and I know where this is coming from. But it's true. It's a story that I had. It was not the only encounter with a moth during my rituals or meditations. A lot of moths sometimes came. And I know that this energy was draconic. You can feel this sometimes. If you are on the dragon's path for so many years, you felt your dragon very, very well. And that energy was a piece of my dragon. Not entirely, just a piece of it. They can, that is what the dragon also can do. They can manipulate these animals with their energy. And energy, dragon energy, is another name for dragon soul. So they manipulated it, and so the dragon can come to this place, actually like this in the physical way. I know my first reaction was to push it away, but then my hand stopped because I felt this energy, because I heard the words in my mind. It was telepathic connection, just like I have with my dragon. And that is what this forest can do to you. I made I made an unbelievable strong forest, a draconic forest, where dragons still live actually. Of course, they are still on the Dragon's Gate, they are still in the Dragon's realm, but this place, after many years of manipulation of nature here, among the trees, among the rivers, of course, something is going to happen to it. I can only hope when someone wants to harm the animals in this forest or the forest itself, that they will have something to come to them, something bad, because that is also something that people seem to forget. The dragon's path is also dark, so we are we can be spiritual beings, but spiritual doesn't mean equally good. I mean, not good or bad, but equally light. We are not that light seekers. I mean, we are on the middle of it. And some people forget that. Once you say you're spiritual, you immediately say, ah, you're light. No, not true. I'm not. And the dragons, my brothers and sisters, must know that. Yeah, the moth itself said it. It's a being that is not like the butterfly. Everyone loves the butterfly but hates the moth. Why? Because everyone wants to see the light in the daytime, not during nighttime. That is dark. So yeah, I have a lot of encounters with moths like that. That is why I will never harm an insect. I will actually never harm an animal. I will never harm anything that is alive. Because on the dragon's path, I came to know, and that is also what I came to know after this chat with this moth. Uh, be a guardian. Be a guardian. That is what I remember. Be a guardian. Be like the dragon. Be a guardian. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.